For months, the Fortnite community has begged Epic Games to fix Fortnite, to make it better, to bring it back to the OG days, to the fun days of Season 2 and Season 3. And finally, after months and months of waiting, Epic Games has introduced a new item which will restore Fortnite to its former glory. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I know, it's almost gone, but not quite. So today, ladies and gentlemen, we need to sit down and have a major discussion about Fortnite. There has been a new item, a new trap, I guess you could technically call it, added into the game, and it is broken. The turret was introduced on Thursday, and within hours, Epic Games had to nerf it because it was already that broken. Now, as I'm recording this, there have been no other major changes made to this, but it's seeming as though the community is pretty against this. The turret in Fortnite is absolute garbage, and today we're gonna sit down and have a conversation about it. 5 reasons, okay? 5 whole reasons why this singular item is pure garbage. Also, before we do get into it, those of you that may have been wondering what this little caterpillar is going on here, me and my friends are doing a Movember campaign, so if you guys could please donate, it's for men's health and suicide prevention and mental health and cancer. Top link in the description, please go donate, that would be much appreciated. Anyways though, I just want to quickly mention that. Now let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I want to hit home on with the introduction of the turret is what the hell is Epic Games thinking? So over the last 2 or 3 weeks, the big controversy with the game has been redeployment. This has been something that I think pretty much every huge creator has been hitting on, that it's just, this is awful. Redeployments was nice in the fact that it sped up the game, you could really run around, but it had one huge fatal flaw, and that was that basically you would go in on a team, attack them, a team would be close, they'd hear you, they'd come flying in, kill you, and then it would just repeat and repeat and repeat until there's basically no teams left. That was the big problem. A lot of people call that third partying. Basically what it is waiting for 2 teams to finish their fight and then coming in as soon as one team wins so that they're super weak and finishing them off. Except the problem with redeployment is it would just continue that cycle down to the very end of the game. After there being so much negative pushback against this thing, Epic Games finally said, hey, sorry, we messed up and we're gonna remove this. And then they're like, but we're gonna add something in even more controversial than what we just removed. It's like they took something out that was like 6 out of 10 annoying and very negatively impactful on the game and added something that's like a solid 9. I can't think of something that has changed the game so much in a bad way as this weapon. Really, the only thing that I think is even comparable is like the original, the guided rocket. But anyways, let's continue on here. So obviously from the get-go, it's a bad idea because they just changed it back to what people wanted, and now they're introducing this thing that is completely awful. But I mean, hey, why is this thing so awful? Roman, just roll the clip. What the f? Yes, is that a turret gun? Oh my god, dude. Dude. I literally can't do anything. Oh, no, he's gonna push, of course. One of my least favorite weapons in Fortnite is the minigun because it's a weapon that you can just spam and really there's nothing you can do against it but just build and try to save yourself from taking damage. The turret is a minigun from hell. It is a minigun on steroids, injected with steroids and on cocaine, and it's just not fair. What can you do when there is a minigun shooting at you? Oh, nothing. You literally just get shot at and build and build and build until the other teammates come up and then, you know, they have high ground over you and you die. Overheating doesn't matter because if you've got more than one, you can just switch back and forth between the other 2. It's like this just terrible system. It is the ultimate spam weapon, and I don't understand why Epic would put this back in the game. Okay, we had the compact SMGs. They were super spammy because they had 50, right? And then they removed those. And then we had the drum gun, and those were super spammy, so they removed those. We also had the LMG. That was another super spammy weapon, and they removed that because they said, oh, gee, people don't like that. And here they go, introducing an unlimited, okay, never-ending, okay, unlimited ammo, long-range version of the minigun. It shreds structures, and again, there is just nothing you can do to stop it. So obviously from the get-go, okay, I think that's a fair point. That alone is a good point to say, hey, you know, that shouldn't really be in the game. Also, that whole bit about it being like a minigun is my point number 2. But what makes this thing even worse is it's probably right now the most overpowered gun in the game, except it's not a gun. You know how people complained about like the grappler and jetpacks because there's something that helps you get like high ground and stuff, right? Well, at least with those, it's an inventory slot. But the thing with the turret is it's a trap. Now again, just keep in mind, I'm making this on Thursday. I'm trying to get this video out quick for you guys. Some of this stuff is subject to change, and I wouldn't be surprised if Epic Games does throw this into the actual inventory slot. But as of now, as of the day they dropped this was their go-to idea, is let's make this a trap. You can carry as many of these things as you want. You can have an entire team just gunning down with a minigun, and that is what Epic Games is all for, I guess? It's not an inventory item. What? How are you going to make it so that this is both the most overpowered weapon currently in the game, and it doesn't even consume an inventory slot? That is beyond my comprehension. Like, don't get me wrong, it's cool that we finally have a legendary trap in the game, but like, what? You don't even need guns. You could literally just have one man medic over here, just rocking all the heals, like one weapon maybe, and then he can just carry these. Like it is beyond comprehension. It doesn't make sense. And actually going off that notion, moving on to my 4th point, and this is actually a point that my editor made. Roman, what up? Okay. Huge like contradiction here, so just let me explain this. One of the huge crazy things about the redeployment situation was that it allowed actually for much more building because you could go to the top as high as you want with no repercussions. It's one of the few things that kind of like sped up the game and allowed for building, but ultimately like made the game worse. It was a very weird thing. But ultimately that was something that actually did technically encourage building. But with this thing, it is like the ultimate non-build weapon. Because basically, if you think about it, if you have guys getting into a build fight, what you can do with this is just lay it down and just easily, like so quickly, destroy that structure and just make people fall to their death. So not only, I mean, with the whole minigun aspect, it's very hard to defend, but even if you're just getting in a fight with someone else, that makes it such a huge, much bigger threat now that you can't build high, not only because there's no redeployment, but there's the additional threat of just your entire structure getting shot down in like 4 seconds from a turret. I keep calling it minigun, turret, whatever you want to call it. I know it is turret, but it's a minigun. I'm sorry, I'm just wrong. It's a turret, you're right. So that's what I don't get. Like, I feel like this should have been in the game along with redeployment, but it's just like, they go here, and then they're like, oh, actually we're going way over here in left field, and there's just no building. Which actually takes me to my 5th point, because not only does it make it harder for the other people in the game to build if you're getting shot against one, it also encourages players to camp. I mean, you literally just like don't have to do anything with this gun. You just have a teammate like protecting you with builds, and you just sit there and just truck along, just shooting your bullets out, minute after minute, not moving. One of my biggest complaints of all time in Fortnite was the guided missile. Actually, my 2 biggest complaints, I think, throughout Fortnite that people have probably heard me say over and over was 1, the guided missile, and 2, the minigun. This thing is already a minigun, and for that reason I hate it, but furthermore, it's a guided missile. The biggest flaw with the guided missile is it was a weapon that encouraged players to stay in one area, and I have always felt that that is something that's not true to the core mechanics of what makes Fortnite fun. And this is something that not only is that spammy, terrible minigun, but it's also just this really really campy weapon. If you're playing in solo, then you know, you just sit there and you shoot. But even if you're playing in a squad, like, you want your teammates kind of defending you as you use it, or even in duos, right? And because of that, you just sit there, you know? And I really feel like that is against what Epic Games goes for. You want movement, right? They've been adding redeployment and new carts to get around the map, and rifts and everything, the corruption zones, right? There's so much to get you around the map. And now it's just like, no, just sit here. Just sit here in this one by one and just shoot your gun. You know, like, it's so against everything that in my opinion, Fortnite is. I truly have nothing good to say about this trap. And I really think, like, the fact that within 4 hours it was already nerfed shows what a terrible addition this is to the game. So honestly, I really think that this is going to get removed quickly, just seeing how fast Epic Games responded to it. And if it did by the time this video is out, I'll probably still release it just talking about my thoughts on it. But I really hope at least it's still in by Saturday, just so that this video doesn't kind of get dicked. That being said though, please, like, let me know what you guys think. I would say, like, it is definitely something that is catering to the noobs, I feel like. But I mean, I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm sure bad players certainly like it. Like, it's nice, you know, if you could just, you know, you don't have to, like, really do much, you just sit there and shoot. So that's good, I guess, if you're a noob, but I just think the general community is not really so far in agreement with this thing. But again, please, I'm absolutely curious to hear what you guys think. That is just my opinion. I am super glad that redeployment has been removed. I think it really, I mean, it's weird because I'm so used to redeployment now that it's like, I wish it was in the game still, but ultimately I think it was a great decision and really good of Epic Games to listen to the community on that. That being said, I am really glad that they decided to nerf it. It was originally 800 health and now it's only 400, which is nice. And again, that's as of Thursday. But I mean, that being said, it's still something that's, it's just not good. Anyway, so that at the end of the day is my thoughts on the deployable turret. Not a fan. Just like I said, I think it's might be my least favorite addition ever added to Fortnite. It's definitely up there with the guided missile, and yeah. Before we end it though, guys, I did just want to quickly mention again that if you could go please donate to our Movember campaign. It's the top link in the description. That would be super appreciated. The goal is $1,000. I think that would be awesome if we could raise this, because you know, I gotta do something good with this mustache because it is really dirty and gross. Anyways, yeah, that would be much appreciated. If you guys did enjoy the video, please feel free to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, leave a like, and I will talk to you later. Peace out, you freaking nerds.